I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com, and today I want to talk about the old maxim, action speaks louder than words. It's often sort of really contradictory, the discrepancy sort of between what we say and what we do, between the words that come out of our mouths and the actions that come out of our behaviours. And it's sort of easy to see why that's the case, words are easy, words just come out. You can think up loads of words and just keep saying them over and over again all day long. But actions are much more difficult, you've only a certain amount of time in the day. Actions take a lot more deliberation, they take a lot more purposefulness, determination. You can only fit so many actions into one period of time, and then you're sort of out of time for that 24 hours or whatever it is. So you have to be sort of careful about which actions you take. And I think it was Emerson that said that your words or your actions speak so loudly that I cannot hear what you say. That's just paraphrasing the thing. And he basically said, no matter what's coming out of your mouth, it's your actions that are telling me what you're doing, right? And I'm not talking about this, right, at all from somebody else's perspective, right? I'm talking about this from your perspective, from your brain, from your self-confidence, from giving yourself that momentum to carry on. You've got to follow through with your actions, because if you don't, they're all just empty words. Regardless of anything else, your actions are going to speak to you more than anything else. They're going to tell you what you're capable of more than anything else. You can repeat affirmations over and over in your head. You can tell yourself that you're this person or that person, but in actual fact, if you don't follow through with your actions, then fine well that you're not that kind of person, no matter how much you say it. And that's got to have a damaging effect, a damaging overall effect on your life and who you are, what you do, your behaviours in the present and in the future, sort of all hinge on the actions that you take, and on the bullshit that you spew to yourself, And it's easy to spew out words, very easy to spew out words. But the actions, like I say, take a lot more effort. There's only so many hours in the day, so, you've got to choose your actions very wisely. So no matter how much you say it, it's only your actions that are going to make a difference. No matter how much you say you're going to quit drinking alcohol, I'm going to do it is not doing it. It doesn't equate to doing it. That's just more bullshit, more rhetoric, more empty words, Empty words don't add up to a hill of beans. They're just that words. It's very easy to spew out the words. So, the only time that you can actually do something is right now, in this moment, right? The only time you can say something is in this moment as well. But I'm not saying that just start out and without thinking about it, just off the cuff. I don't think that's a smart move either. I think you have to think out things. But don't be waiting till perfection, because perfection will never happen. You can always, it boils down to not having putting the alcohol into your mouth. That's what it all boils down to. So long as you do that, the rest of it is just icing on the cake, right? It doesn't matter. You quit drinking first and foremost by not putting the stuff into your mouth, into your body. Once you don't put the stuff into your body, you've quit. So The rest of it is depends on the rest of it's going to help you to make things easier. The more you can think about this and the more you can plan to know what you're going to do in certain situations, all that's going to make life easier for you. But it all boils down to not putting the stuff into your mouth. And you know, it makes a big difference when you turn around and you're facing forwards, right? You're facing forwards instead of you're looking at what goals you're going to achieve in your life instead of what you're not going to do, right? That makes a big difference because then you have to do a lot more thinking about things. You've got to sort of understand things with a bit more depth because you want to know where you want to be in 5 years' time. You've got to know how you're going to get there. You've got to know the steps, the procedures that you're going to take to get there. You know, quitting drinking doesn't take any action. That's the problem with quitting drinking. That's where most people come to a roadblock, is because your mind automatically thinks, what do I do now? What's the next step? What's the next step in this process, in this progress, right? Your mind is always looking for the next thing to do. And when your goal is to stop doing something, as soon as you stop doing it, you've reached your target. You know, you've got over that. Not just the starting line, but the finishing line as well. So, you know, you have to, that's why I always try and emphasize the journey aspect. You know, you're aiming towards something, you're aiming towards a specific, tangible, concrete goal in your future. A goal that, if you drink alcohol, it's opposed to this. You know, that the alcohol and reaching this goal are not mutually exclusive. Do you understand? You know, one part of this is replacing the alcohol, all the times that you're drinking alcohol, all the money that you're using, maybe you don't replace that, but the time especially, you know, those chunks in your day when you would normally be drinking, you've got to find other things to do, right? I'm talking about that part of it, but I'm also talking about the long-term aspect of this, in what's going to drag you away from the alcohol. You know, what's going to pull you away from that lifestyle. And that's what it all boils down to, is that lifestyle. It's the lifestyle that's pulling you back, not just the alcohol, it's everything else that surrounds the alcohol. You know, it's that life of going out and drinking with certain people, going to certain places, as well as all the peripheral stuff, all the bad food that you might be eating, the lack of sleep, the lack of exercise, the lack of good nutrition, all that kind of stuff this is all stuff that's happening alongside, in parallel to your drinking. So it's all a part of this whole big life, you know, not that you've chosen for yourself, but that is there. You know, it's a part of a part of this evolution of you as a drinker. So it's those things that you have to get away from, and it's the goal, that long-term goal, that's going to sort of pull you away from that. It's going to give you that impetus to keep moving forward and to never looking back. That's the thing that's going to keep you away from alcohol into the long term, you know. So, and as I said in the beginning, you know, there's a lot to be said for taking action and, you know, not doing too much thinking, but there's also a lot of room for taking the time to think as well, to prepare yourself for what's going to happen. Only you know yourself, and only you know the situation that you're in, the different aspects of your day that lead to alcohol, or that cause alcohol, or that follow alcohol drinking. So you've got to think about that. I mean, if you head out and you just say, well, no, fuck this, I'm just going to take action, you know, you wake up with a hangover one morning and you go, yep, that's it for me. I'm finished with this. I've got a horrible feeling inside me. I feel crap. Said something last night which I shouldn't have said, and now I'm really sorry for it. And the way I feel now, I could never drink again. I never want to drink again. It's not the right framework to take ahead. It will keep you motivated for a couple of days, right? But then once the hangover wears off, it's like you're back to square one again, because you haven't done that preparation work. You haven't sorted out in your head exactly what you're going to do. You haven't sorted out your motivations, your goals, your long-term strategies, exactly what's going to keep you from going back to alcohol. And you'll just keep going in this vicious circle. You don't want to drink, right? But when it comes around to it, you want to drink. At the end of the day, it's like that thing is there. It's keeping you, the whatever it is, the beer, the wine, that's there to say to you, well, this is relaxing. This is what we do. Just one more day. One more day. Next week I'll do it. That kind of thing. That's what the thinking does. And then you start thinking to yourself, well, I'm weak. I can't do this. Every time I try and do it, I fail. It's exactly what I did for years with smoking cigarettes. I just tried and tried and tried again, and I used to do that. Smoke 20 cigarettes in sort of a few hours, or just smoke a load of cigarettes in a few hours and then make myself ill. And that was motivation to help me to stop in the moment, right? But it wasn't any long-term motivation. It didn't help me in the long term, because as soon as that feeling of sickness wore off and I started getting the cravings for the nicotine, cravings won every time, because I didn't have that background work done. So, there's a big difference between taking action and not thinking, and doing some thinking beforehand, doing some preparation work, and then taking action. This is the thing that's going to help you the most, So if you have any comments about that, if you've got any questions at all, leave a comment down below. Come on over to the website where you'll find the audio for this video. It'll be down below the video. If you want to get access to a free course that I made last year called Hang Loose Without Booze, it's a course on how to deal with stress and how to relax more, then just come over and sign up for the newsletter, and I'll send you a link to go to Udemy, and you'll get that course for free. Until next time, have a great day. Think about what you're doing, but at the end of the day, take some action. Action is the most important part of this process. Thinking first, then action. I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Onwards and upwards.